What's up, 83 crew? Pilot 83 here. So we have been going through the FS Academy airliner training. We have so far gone through 1 through 9. I have a whole playlist dedicated to this, so if y'all want to check all the ones I've done going through this, feel free to watch the playlist, check it out. I've been rating all these individually, and now that we're here at the end of the last 3, we're going to do this, and I'm going to give y'all my total review of how I feel about this whole entire add-on. FS Academy was nice enough to send this to me to review all this for y'all thoroughly, so let's go ahead and finish it up tonight. We'll start with the RTO, lesson 10, go to the manual handling, and then we will go to the Jetliner skills test. Alright, there are some things that I know about this in real life that I'm wondering if it's going to be mentioned inside of this RTO, so let's see. Alright, let's do it, guys. I'm hoping that my reverse thrust detents are working on my velocity 1, as we know that is a hit or miss thing sometimes.
We're lined up on runway 23 right at Manchester, ready for departure. Whenever accelerating down the runway for takeoff, we have to be aware that we might have to abort the takeoff and come to a stop. This can be for a number of reasons, such as system failures, ATC instructions, or a blocked runway. This is called a rejected takeoff, or RTO. If we need to reject, I will announce stop. Immediately bring the thrust levers back to idle, select reverse thrust if you can. Selecting idle will cause the auto brake and spoilers to activate, stopping us as quickly as possible. The auto brake system makes an RTO more automated and easier to handle than older aircraft. It's set to max, which means that if we abort the takeoff from a high speed, it will automatically apply max braking. Resist the urge to press the brake pedals at any point, as this will disarm the auto brake and actually increase our stopping distance, as you will have to brake manually.
Jetliner 225 cleared for takeoff, runway 23 right, wind 230 at 9.
Clear for takeoff runway 23 right, Jetliner 225. Ensure that auto brake max remains selected, and when you're ready, release the parking brake and start the takeoff roll.
Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and do this. My reverse thrust is not working on my flight controller, as I figured, so we'll just do that manually, but let's go ahead and do it.
Thrust set.
Remember, you do not push the brakes. It does it automatically when you bring it back to idle.
Stop. Jetliner 225 stopping.
Jetliner 225, roger.
Set parking brake. Attention crew at stations. Alright, well done. During the takeoff roll I saw that our airspeed indications became unreliable, so we rejected the takeoff.
Jetliner 225, we see smoke and flame from your right landing gear. Fire support en route, please acknowledge.
Jetliner 225, roger. We have a brake fire, evacuation checklist. Aircraft parking brake stopped on. ATC notify. Jetliner 225 evacuating.
Jetliner 225, roger, fire service in attendance.
Cabin crew alerted. Engine masters off.
I wish we could actually see the real brake fire.
Evacuation initiate. This is the captain. Evacuate, evacuate. Unfasten your seatbelts and get out.
That was good. I'm glad that they went over the whole aspect of you do not push the brakes during the rejected takeoff, that the A320 automatically will do that for you when you set it back down to idle. So really, really neat, because I know a lot of people push on the brakes and not realizing that that actually disengages your max braking. Alright, so that was 10. Now we're going to do 11. I have a feeling this one is going to be a little complicated. Manual handling. Fine-tune your hand flying while flying raw data. Let's see exactly what they want us to do. Let's do it.
We're back in the air, this time over the Öresund Strait between Sweden and Denmark, with Malmö coming up on our left. You've had some experience now of controlling the aircraft through the FCU, so we'll move on to manual handling.
Check all these controls.
It's important that you possess manual flying skills, even when commanding a highly automated airliner, as you may have to rely on them following a system failure or for a difficult landing. We're levelling off at 5,000 feet on heading 180. Please disengage the autopilot and maintain both 5,000 feet and heading 180. Alright, now take us up to altitude 7,000 feet, maintaining heading 180.
So let's do, say, 1,000 feet a minute. Go up to 7,000. Manually doing this. Holding heading 180. Give it a little more. We'll give it 1,500 feet a minute. Alright, start to bring her back down as we are coming in.
Level off and maintain 7,000 feet. Maintain 7,000 feet. Great, now maintaining 7,000 feet, make a turn to the left onto heading 060, aiming for 20-degree bank angle.
Alright, bank 20 degrees. Hold 7,000 feet, heading 060. So we have a watt to keep our eyes on here.
Good. Now hold 20 degrees for the turn.
20 degrees.
The Airbus A320 provides an auto trim function, so notice how you don't need any back pressure during a turn.
Really trying to pay attention to our heading right now and pay attention to our bank angle of holding it at a steady 20 degrees.
Maintain 20 degrees bank.
Now as we're starting to come in, we're going to want to start to level it off.
Now rollers wings level on heading 060. Okay, now keep the heading and descend us back down to 5,000 feet at a vertical speed of 1,000 feet per minute.
Back down to 5,000 feet at 1,000 feet per minute. So we'll bring it down there to the 1 and hold it. While maintaining heading 060.
Keep us going down at 1,000 feet per minute, but now also start making a left turn onto heading 270.
So now they want us to stay declining at 1,000 feet per minute, make a left turn, I'm assuming still holding bank angle of 20 degrees to 270.
Keep the turn going and level off at 5,000 feet. Nice, now rollers wings level on heading 270. Great, now we'll look at manual thrust.
Oh boy.
Remember how the thrust levers on the A320 don't move in response to thrust changes. This means that if we were to disengage the auto thrust now, with the levers still at climb, we would get climb power straight away, which isn't what we want. First, we need to set the levers roughly to where we want them. Move the levers back to around 50% N1. Good, now disengage the auto thrust and maintain 250 knots. Alright, now maintaining altitude and heading, slow down to 210 knots. Stabilise at 210 knots and make a right turn the long way round onto heading 180. Maintain 5,000 feet. Keep the turn going onto heading 180 and whilst remaining level at 5,000 feet, accelerate to 250 knots. Maintain 20 degrees bank. Stabilise on heading 180, 5,000 feet, 250 knots. clearly got great control over the aeroplane. Well done.
Alright. Well, that was freaking complicated as crap. I really did not think I was going to get that first try, guys. Wow. Okay. Let's move on. Alright, y'all, so this is our final mission. Let's do it.
Alright, we've covered a lot of topics over the course of the mission so far, so let's put what you've learned into practice. We've just finished pushback here in Gibraltar, bound for London Gatwick. Gibraltar is a unique location with weather peculiarities, a very short runway, and an attached RAF base. We'll run through start up, taxi out, backtrack and line up on runway 27, and then perform the specially manually flown procedure which takes us around the rock. Get the APU running and we'll get started.
Jetliner 846, airways clearance available.
Ready to copy, Jetliner 846.
Jetliner 846, cleared to London Gatwick via the flight plan route from runway 27 via Pimos and Malaga, initial climb altitude 4,000 feet, squawk 5466.
Jetliner 846, cleared to London Gatwick via flight plan route, runway 27, Pimos, Malaga, altitude 4,000 feet, 5466.
Jetliner 846, read back correct, startup approved, report ready for taxi.
Startup approved, Wilco, Jetliner 846. Alright, we're cleared to start. Start engine 1. Gibraltar has a particularly short runway, measuring under 1,800 metres. Because of this, we'll perform a toga takeoff and use flaps 3 to shorten our takeoff run. We'll start the takeoff from a standing start, meaning we'll set 50% N1 whilst holding us still on the brakes, before advancing power and starting the takeoff roll. As we're departing with flaps 3, to clean up we first accelerate above F speed and set flaps 1. Then, once above S speed, retract the flaps to 0. Now start engine 2. ATC will give us our exact departure instructions shortly, but we can expect to make a left turn at 1,000 feet onto heading 180. Once clear of the rock, we'll proceed direct to Pimos. Okay, both engines are running. Perform the after start flow. After start checklist. Anti-ice off. ECAM status checked. Pitch trim set. Rudder trim 0. After start checklist complete. Flight control check. Full left. Full right. Neutral. Full up. Full down. neutral. Rudder full left, full right, neutral. Jetliner 846 request taxi.
Jetliner 846, taxi to hold short of runway 27 at Echo.
Hold short runway 27 at Echo, Jetliner 846.
So they want us to manually fly and do all this. From what I'm hearing, no autopilot. I hope it's not a pain like the last one. At least we got it. Alright. Let's go ahead and turn. Hold.
Hold here at Echo.
Parking brake back on.
Jetliner 846, departure instructions.
Go ahead, Jetliner 846.
Jetliner 846, after departure turn left heading 180, navigate visually around the rock, then direct to PIMOS, altitude 4,000 feet.
Left heading 180, visually around the rock and direct PIMOS, 4,000 feet, Jetliner 846. Okay, that's what we expected. We will fly runway heading until 1,000 feet, then make our turn to heading 180. Once visually clear of the Rock of Gibraltar, we'll enter direct to PIMOS, flying manually throughout. PEDS check. Performance, full length runway 27, flaps 3, toga from a standing start. Engine out, turn heading 180 in the case of an engine failure to keep us over the water. Departure, as discussed, runway heading to 1,000 feet, then heading 180 followed by direct PIMOS. Stop altitude, stop climb at 4,000 feet, which is set in the FCU. Before takeoff checklist. Flight controls checked. Briefing confirmed. Flap setting config 3. FMA and takeoff data, V1 blue, V2 magenta, climb nav 4000 blue, 1 FT2, toga. Transponder set. ECAM memo, takeoff, no blue. EFB stowed and disconnected. Down to the line. Cabin is secure, alcohol ready. Jetliner 846 ready for departure.
Jetliner 846, enter and backtrack runway 27.
Enter runway 27, Jetliner 846. Take us on to runway 27, make a turn to the left and backtrack to the turning bay at the end. Now keep the taxi speed down below 10 knots and make a 180 to line us up, keeping as much runway length available as possible. Turn on the landing lights and we'll complete the before takeoff checklist below the line. Below the line. Cabin secured for takeoff. Engine mode selector normal. TCAS TARA. Packs on. Anti-ice off. Below the line complete. Line up only. Runway 27 full length.
Jetliner 846 cleared for takeoff, runway 27, wind 250 at 15.
Clear for takeoff runway 27, Jetliner 846. Alright, hold us still on the brakes and set 50% N1. Engine stable, release brakes and set toga power. Thrust set. (100 knots). B1 rotate. Positive climb, gear up.
To 1,000 feet we go. We're at 1,000 feet.
Now make a left turn to heading 180. Above F speed, flaps 1. Set climb thrust.
Leveler off.
Above S speed, flaps 0. Disarm spoilers and taxi light off. Level off at 4,000 feet and enter direct to PIMOS when ready.
Am I supposed to hit autopilot?
Fly this first part manually.
Okay, go to PIMOS.
Well done. Now engage the autopilot.
Finally.
Jetliner 846, climb flight level 130.
Bank angle.
Jetliner 846, climb flight level 130.
Climbing flight level 130, Jetliner 846. Landing lights off and release the crew.
So now we're going to FL 13,000. We're FL 130, 13,000 feet. I think that was a little bit more complicated than it had to be.
There's 10,000 feet, accelerate to 290 knots and seatbelts off. Fantastic. You've put your skills to the test and got us on our way to Gatwick, all using authentic procedures and techniques from one of the world's most challenging airports. Flying airliners is a challenging but rewarding experience, full of variation and covers a huge range of knowledge and skills. We hope that you've enjoyed FS Academy Jetliner and can employ your newfound abilities on your future jetliner flights across the globe. Happy landings.
And there we have it, folks. Completed. So, what do I think about it? So I think all in all, I think the 12 lessons definitely offer a lot of benefit, definitely to the new flight simmer. There's definitely a lot to learn. Some things I really love that we talked about in some of the previous stuff was the rules of 3 with the multiplying and the dividing. Also about the RTO brakes. I was not too big on this very last one. I feel like there was some misunderstanding there a little bit. and things were a little more complicated than they had to be. But all in all, yes, I think it's absolutely worth the price. It has been really fun. I wish there was a little bit more to it. Maybe an update to have some more things. But yes, we have finally completed it, guys. If y'all get it or have it, let me know what y'all think about it. As always, I'm Pilot83. I now have a merch store up in the description below. Come check all that out. Come buy a t-shirt or something, guys. Great stuff there. Come join my Discord. Come also follow me on all my social media outlets. Till next time, guys, united we fly. Peace. If you made it this far, thank you so much. If you like this video and you feel like I earned your subscription, please hit that subscribe button and that like button so you don't miss out. Until next time, guys, see you in the air.